and Neil used to chair the committee for quite a long time. So, yeah, a huge amount of work goes into all this.
Right, this is a bit of a difficult vlog. Well, not difficult, but I wasn't too sure whether to put this vlog here on the Campsite Warden channel, because it's not really Campsite Warden related, but it sort of is, or whether I should have put it over on my own personal channel. So, back at home in Manchester, again, very few people know anything about me, who I am and what I've done and what my past is. So, some do, but very few people actually know who I am and what I've been involved with. So back at home on the first Saturday in July, there has been a big festival that was started in 1977 called the Altrincham Festival. And sort of on its peak, when it's really busy, sort of 10 to 15,000 people take part. So that's going to the showground, watching the carnival parade through the streets, taking part in the parade. It was quite massive. And I got involved with this many years ago, a couple of decades ago. Saw lots of changes as things happen and committee members go and committee members come. And always the biggest, hardest thing was getting money to put this event on. It cost nowadays, roughly speaking, just over £10,000 to put the event on, and primarily the biggest cost is paying for rolling road closures, and we keep the event totally 100% free, so you can take part in the big grand parade. You can watch it. There's no admittance fee or anything like that. It's always been a free event. That's always been absolutely the essence of the Altrincham Festival, to make it the biggest free event in Trafford, which is the county where it is. And I'm waffling. Where's it come from? So Sandra went and videoed some of the Altrincham Festival yesterday, and she got, as you'll see, keep watching, as you'll see coming up, she got very emotional to the point of tearful. On the brink of tearful. I'm getting a bit emotional now, and the reason for this is we made some friends along the way, and some of the festivals were incredibly stressful to do. Nobody's got any idea how hard these things are. We had one year where there was somebody called Ros and Jill who helped do the parade, and there ended up just me and Julian, just primarily, to put on the whole event. You know, and this is colossal, and the weight on your shoulder was mad. And obviously Sandra sort of saw the strains that this took, and one thing that was holding me back getting out to become a campsite warden was getting the festival to be self-running without myself being involved, if that makes any sense. And then just a few months ago we lost somebody, Ros, who'd been volunteer for the Altrincham Festival and numerous other things in the area since the very beginning. Absolutely shocking news that Ros died and is no longer with us. And I think just prior to COVID, the festival was struggling getting funding, and everybody locally was moaning, oh, it's not as big as it used to be. And then you go, well, get on the committee, come and help us, don't moan, please help. And all the keyboard warriors and everything. And then obviously COVID came, and by this stage I had sort of flown my wings and off to pastures new, and stayed on board in an advisory role, I think is possibly the best way to do it. But there was somebody called Jeanette, who I met with, I don't know how many years ago now, a handful of years ago, several years ago. So anytime we tried to get a new volunteer, I would physically try and meet this person and handhold them into the role. And Jeanette, she flourished and flourished and flourished. And Jeanette, you did a fantastic job over the last few years under some incredible pressure. And I know yesterday she WhatsApped me just to say what an amazing day it is. So I'm just wanting to give out some quick shout outs to Jill Wotton, who's been part of the festival for decades, for many years, looking after the parade. Obviously, I've just mentioned Jeanette, to Julian Newgrosh, who's now a councillor. Julian, who would have ever believed you'd be a councillor? And Julian's just gets in there and gets his hands dirty. Georgina G and G Transport, who came on fairly recently, was a bit of a baptism of fire to how it all worked. To Barry Cooper, some of you have met Barry in some of my vlogs. He runs the Belgian bar in Altrincham. Adam, Rolling Road Closure man, I've not seen for a few years. Adam, very, very loyal. And to Kev, my mate Kev, who is doing the sound stage and checking all the certification of the fun fair. And Tony Fishwick, another dear friend who was part of the Altrincham Festival for decades, until he left the committee a handful of years ago. And I think Sandra was watching this and remembering the good times, the memories we had, the bad times. And also quite possibly it will be the last Altrincham Festival we will witness. All being well, by this time next year we won't be in Altrincham. It's all gone. By fingers crossed, it's over. So I have decided to put this here. So please bear with us. And as I say, you're just going to wonder why Sandra's getting up. You'll see Sandra just getting very, very upset, and it was just because of the memories of what we did. I used to sleep out overnight, as Sandra mentions me doing security, and I got so many stories to tell. Let's crack on. Here's Sandra doing the Altrincham Festival and getting a little bit weepy with all those memories of the good times and the bad times.
Good afternoon. It's Saturday, 1st of July. I thought it was too late, but I'm not too late. It is Altrincham Festival Day here, and it's parade time. And I've just managed to catch the start of the parade. Here they come. One of the marshals there. It's a fantastic job every year, heading up the parade. So the committee for this is really, really small. And Neil used to chair the committee for quite a long time. So, a huge amount of work goes into all this. Nobody has a clue how few volunteers put on these sort of things. And the current committee works really hard. After COVID it all stopped for a while. Here they are back again. Thank you. They do this every year. They give buckets to people, but they don't stop people to put money in the buckets. Very naughty. And the brownies. Another truck. You might get more money if you hold it out. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. And so it's it's all free for people to take part, but they depend on the donations. The master adult. Another truck coming through. So they've come through. So this is a Timperley village. We've gone through Altrincham, went up on a big field, and there's this will be fun fair and all sorts down there. We'll film a bit down there as well. Neil used to stay on the field and be security. They do what's setting up probably for about like something crazy like 6 in the morning or something on the day. That's a new one. Half boats, half car, I think. The ukulele band. good memories of being involved, but I'm glad I don't do it anymore. It's exhausting. Even thinking about it is exhausting. I think this is the first year the schools have been back in. Obviously with COVID it all stopped. Yeah, nice to see the schools back in. Jim Davidson are a local scrap merchants. The lady on the committee who used to book them everywhere unfortunately passed away earlier this year. Message for parents with small children in prams: don't put them right by the wheels of these traction engines, they're blooming heavy. Steamroller one year, like a proper old steamroller. The kids are getting so close, it's scaring me to death. See Julian in the distance. Top man. Hope he'll appear in a minute. That man is a superstar. Julian Lugrash, local councillor, stalwart committee member. Say hello! Hello. You're on campsite warden later. People like Julian make things like this happen. So I'm onto the field now. I had to stop filming there because the rain came down quite heavy for a while. Anyway, so this usual fun fair. Big parade this year. Not quite so many stalls, lots of people, and a big music stand. Just do a little bit of filming so you can see. splendid car again. Ah, there you go. Apparently it's bigger than last year. Julian's just going to say a little bit about what Neil's done in the past.
Well, this is a huge shout out to Neil and all the time he spent organising this in past years. And well, every time I put this on, I think Neil should be here. So, hi Neil, and yeah, thanks.
Years gone by, so the camera had on him, but there used to be a massive car boot as part of this whole fence. Apparently the car boot is no more, but it's just a massive area, so we just put it on that field down there. So where the tree line is, that's Timberley Brook. There's Altrincham Festival stage, it's an action. The rain's put people off staying. It was really busy. Jolly. Hi all, I'm back home again now, and I just thought maybe I better give a little bit of context to the filming that I did from Altrincham Festival earlier today. So going back when I very first met Neil, which is a good few years ago now, he was already involved with the Altrincham Festival on the committee back then, and he was a very proactive member. And I think, I don't know if it was the first year or quite early on, there was an issue with security on the field. And I just remember he said, well, I'll just camp on the field overnight. So it became a thing for quite a few years that Neil was the security overnight. So this whole weekend would have been an absolute mad time. So I was here making sure the kids were okay and everything. He'd go down on the Friday. I'd hardly see him until later on the Saturday night. Sort of also helped in various guises later on myself. So I helped with the parade and helped on the field and some different bits, this and that. And Neil's son Lee also helped a few times. But anyway, so it's quite a big thing for the family. So it's just a little bit of a nostalgia moment when I saw that going on. So with all the roof work going on, I'd completely forgotten actually that it was today that the parade was on, and I was finishing trying to tidy up bits of broken tile and things outside, and realised when I heard the lorry horns honking, it's like, oh gosh. So I thought I'll cycle down. I thought I'll probably miss the parade, but I'll still go and have a look on the field and stuff. But fortunately managed to catch the parade as well, which again was certainly the biggest since COVID. So it's lovely to see a lot more, certainly in particular the schools taking part, a lot more entries altogether, floats and things, and the little steam engines and vintage tractors and things. So yeah, it was really nice. And as I was just, the reason why I got a little bit emotional was just because one of the ladies was absolute stalwart of the committee, a lady called Ros Vasakali. Unfortunately, she's always managed the parade together with a lovely lady called Jill Wotton, who had a little chat with later on the field today. So very much still missed. Yeah, so just again, an absolute superstar every year, helping to put on the parade and make the festival happen. And just very sad that she's not with us this year, but she used to work a lot with Jim Davison and those fantastic decal yeah, engines that you saw, and trucks and everything. It's put on a fantastic display this year, so that was really nice. Yeah, so the weather wasn't quite what you'd hope on parade day and festival day, but there was still a pretty good turnout. So hopefully they'll get a few more new volunteers next year, so it can still continue for future generations to enjoy. But yeah, Neil and I did our fair share, I think it's fair to say, and yeah. Yeah, just a little bit of a nostalgia moment there, I guess, but glad I managed to catch some of it on film anyway. Bye for now.